Today, Bitcoin and other cryptos seem to be recovering. After the XTX debacles and a string of other misfortunes, Bitcoin went from an April high of $42,000 to a record low of $16,500 in December 2022. However, as of today, Bitcoin has recovered back to the 23,000s level. However, one question still haunts the minds of Bitcoin investors. Did we hit the bottom and recover, or will it have to get even worse for things to get better?
I'm pretty comfortable saying that was the bottom, right?
Interesting. Okay.
Hey, look, I thought the bottom was 17.8 on June 15th. I really thought that was the bottom.
Right.
But I said I didn't see FTX being a complete fraud. That wasn't on my bingo card. So, we lost another couple grand to that. That's actually pretty good. I think we're in pretty good shape. Now, when I say pretty good shape, I mean, I think this is a short squeeze. I think we'll have a retracement, a pullback. I think it's still positive. And short of a liquidation of GBTC, I think we are in the beginnings of the accumulation phase again.
No one saw the FTX scandal coming, and that is pretty much the same for Mark Yusko, the founder and chief investment officer of Morgan Creek International Investments. And just like many other industry experts, Mark believed that the bottom Bitcoin reached in June was the bottom. However, he believes that we are now in a short squeeze, and the future could be better for all cryptos. In other words, it's almost as if the FTX debacle was a secret blessing in disguise as a disaster for the crypto community. Why? Because the SEC and the government have already announced major changes in laws related to crypto governance and the transparency, and this will only strengthen and uplift the confidence of investors. And it will be able to attract big-time investors into the industry, paving way for a potential crypto summer that will make everyone a winner.
There were a lot of good charts that said 10 to 12 was really the lower level that we should have hit, and we didn't get there. So now look, GBTC unravels, Tether turns out to be a total fraud.
That's a different game.
Deltec Bank is running money for some crime syndicate. Yeah, okay.
For sure. Now we got black swans.
Then maybe 10 to 12 comes into play. But I don't think anything lower than that. And I'm very comfortable saying the 15 was it, and we're back into spring. I'm not even sure we're gonna head back through the 18 level. I think the best thing to watch is higher lows and higher highs. So as long as we keep making higher lows, I'm comfortable that we're in a bull period. This was definitely a short squeeze, right? The last 3 weeks, total short squeeze.
For sure.
Now we need to see signs of accumulation. If we see signs of accumulation, that'll be really, really good.
As Mark points out, there were many great charts and technical analysis that were confident about a new low of around 10 to 12,000, but we never got there. Why? Because you have to keep in mind the fact that technical analysis and all the charts and formulas out there are only there to guide you. Making investment or trading decisions solely based on their movements is the surest way to lose your money fast. The reason is there are many factors involved. As Mark points out, the crypto market has been full of controversy, debacles, and frauds this past year, and such incidents, fueled by media, affects drastically to the investor confidence and trading pattern.
I think the best thing to watch is higher lows and higher highs. So as long as we keep making higher lows, I'm comfortable.
The other thing Mark points out is you have to keep looking for higher lows and higher highs. The hidden message here is that you must have a long-term approach if you need to succeed in this bad crypto winter. Bitcoin has already recovered from the FTX disaster and is now in the 22,000s range. However, it has not been the bull run everyone kept wishing for, and still with the surrounding uncertainty, we can't be sure about the direction it will take. That is why long-term patterns are important. Higher lows and higher highs. As long as the long-term pattern is an upward trend, you are safe and going in the right direction. Bitcoin and gold have never really liked the tightening of the money supply. This is not because Bitcoin gets stronger, it is because the dollar gets weaker. As always, an increase in money supply leads to higher inflations and a wider availability of capital, making the dollar value go down. However, we are still in a quantitative tightening stage. So, how can Bitcoin get a boost if we are not sure about the Feds raising the interest rate? As you heard, Japan just unleashed a massive tsunami of money supply. China is following in the same footsteps by increasing its credit impulse. So, it is reasonable to expect that Feds could follow in the same footsteps. After all, Japan and China were both tightening their money supply before, and their decision was an entire 180-degree pivot. So, we can keep our fingers crossed. After all, the inflation rate going down could be a promising sign. But here's the thing. Last February, Mark had hoped a few other cryptos would perform better better in the market downturn. He had high hopes for Avalanche, Cosmos, Polkadot, and Solana. However, all of them ended up underperforming by over 50% since then. Of course, no one knew about the FTX and the other scandals back then, but what are his thoughts about the future?
April, May is the beginning of the 9-month run through the halving, which
we'll see some ebbs and flows in there for sure.
100 is on the table, right?
Interesting.
I think we're going to add a zero. I think we're going to 10x the market cap, and we're going to back to that 3 trillion level, and we're going to the 3 trillion level. I think that's coming, and it doesn't have to come tomorrow, and it doesn't even have to come next month or even by April, May. I think it's Q1, Q2 of next year, and the 24 is the peak before we go back to.
Of course, signs of accumulation are already here, and it's smart to guess that the prices are consolidating right now. According to Mark, the future is bright, contrary to what the naysayers are trying to convince all of us. We are going to that 3 trillion level, and sunnier times are ahead for the crypto. You just have to hold on for a bit. Let me know what you think down below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay up to date with the latest developments in crypto.